is the Dragon Ball Super manga? Hello everyone, my name is Gabby and welcome to a very special episode of not really any particular video series, I guess it's just a sort of a random vlog. And here I'm trying to answer the question as to what the Dragon Ball Super manga is. You see, a lot of people are under the misconception that the Dragon Ball Super manga is very much the same as the Dragon Ball manga, the original Dragon Ball manga that Akira Toriyama wrote, in that the manga is the true story of, in this case, Dragon Ball Super, and the anime is just a long filler, padded out version that isn't as accurate. That is not true at all. The Dragon Ball Super manga is in a very different situation to the Dragon Ball, and I guess you could even say the Dragon Ball Z manga, even though it's really all just called Dragon Ball in Japan. The original Dragon Ball manga ran in the pages of Weekly Shonen Jump from 1984 to 1995 by Akira Toriyama. It came out every week, and it was essentially just him writing the story of Dragon Ball. He did what he pretty much wanted, maybe with some slight changes from editors and slight things like that. He wrote the story, and the staff at Toei Animation, who did the anime, looked at those panels from week to week and said, okay, we're going to have to try and make an episode out of that. And occasionally, if they needed some clarification, they would ask Akira Toriyama for advice. That's why people say that the manga is the true version of events, in that it was written by the original creator, and he was given free rein to do pretty much whatever he wanted. In contrast, the Dragon Ball Super manga is being serialized in V-Jump, and it is being written by Toyotaro, someone who is not Akira Toriyama, who's not even related to Akira Toriyama. He is just some artist who is very good at imitating his style. In comparison to the original Dragon Ball manga, where Akira Toriyama was pretty much given free rein, in the Dragon Ball Super manga, I think it's a lot more restrictive. We don't know exactly how many restrictions Toyotaro is given and how much freedom he's allowed to have in what he draws, but just judging by the Dragon Ball Super manga itself, I'm fairly certain that he doesn't get much individual freedom at all. You see, the truth is, the Dragon Ball Super manga is promotional material. It is pretty much a glorified, somewhat 15 or so page advertisement for the anime. It is there so people who read V-Jump can get a little sneak peek of what is going to happen in the Dragon Ball Super anime, so that will hopefully convince them to watch the TV show. And that is very obvious when, well, first of all, when you look at the manga itself, and second of all, if you look at the actual publication which the manga is in, that is V-Jump. V-Jump is not Weekly Shonen Jump. Weekly Shonen Jump is almost entirely dedicated to manga. There are a few advertisements here and there, but it is mostly just different manga from different manga artists, different stories, and a lot of the time the stories are completely new and original ideas, and they often don't even have anime. Weekly Shonen Jump is one of those places that production companies would probably be looking in to try and find these really interesting stories that might potentially be good if they were animated. And then when they get animated, you can start turning them into multimedia franchises, and then everyone gets a lot of money. End of story, everyone wins. But V-Jump is very different, in that there is not much manga in V-Jump. In fact, V-Jump is pretty much Shueisha's promotional material magazine. But why should I tell you that if I can show you that? Because, as it turns out, I actually have a copy of V-Jump. I had it for quite a while now, but I think I want to show everyone just what V-Jump is, and just what the Dragon Ball Super manga is, and where it comes from. So for the first time ever, I'm going to get out of this chair. It's just over here. Ta-da! Yep, it was there the entire time. So this is V-Jump. It's it says 8, so I'm assuming it's the August 2015 issue. It didn't actually come out in August, it came out in like July or June, or quite a while ago. But we're gonna look through this. We're gonna look through this together. Hopefully this will work. So, first things first, let's see how well this format works. And that. And now, just down, down, down. How about that? Is that alright? I think actually, if I turn a little bit back, and there we go. This is V-Jump. So, let's start from the very beginning. Don't worry, this shouldn't take, I'm not going to like go on every single page, but I'll show you. So yeah, Super Battle, and that's something, just judging by my very, 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 very limited knowledge of Japanese, I know now that that's the Cho symbol, and I'm assuming that part is the hiragana that says Super, so hang on, there you go. So this says something about Dragon Ball Super, and it says Super Battle, that makes sense. And up there is something we'll get to later. By later, I mean now. So there's an ad, another ad, and then here we go. Here we got the first thing. So as you can see, Dragon Ball Super. Well, this was the first chapter of the Dragon Ball Super manga. It also shares its spot with, that. It's that. It's Yu-Gi-Oh. So we got Dragon Ball Super there. That is Akira Toriyama's comments about how Dragon Ball has actually become a really big deal now. So there's that, and then some stuff about the opening and ending theme, Dragon Ball Zenkai Battle. Have I skipped a page? No, no, I have not skipped a page. And Dragon Ball Super manga. And here we go. Here we've got a thing about Yu-Gi-Oh. V-Jump has a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh in it. From what I can tell, it is pretty much the Yu-Gi-Oh place. It is the place. Yep. This is all Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh. More Yu-Gi-Oh. Look, it's Yugi, and his name's Jack. Is his name's Jack in Japanese as well? Dunno. More Yu-Gi-Oh. And more, there's the guy cosplaying as a Yu-Gi-Oh character. That happens a lot in here. Also, you can get us like a special card in here, but I haven't actually opened it. I don't know why. I guess because I'm never going to use it anyway. The card's in Japanese. I don't even know what it does. So this is a little advertisement for the Jump Victory Carnival 2015. And here we have the first manga in V-Jump. That is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal manga. From what I can tell, this is a very traditional manga in that this actually does get sold as individual copies. Yeah, you can hear that noise, can't you? It's pretty loud. So this actually does get sold as individual copies. But at the same time, do people ever say that the Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal manga is canon? See, the thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is, I probably should stop and explain this. The thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is, the original Yu-Gi-Oh! That was a proper manga that was not originally about card games. And that, like the original Dragon Ball, was also done in Weekly Shonen Jump. But as in the later sequel series, once Yu-Gi-Oh! Started becoming a franchise, and the original creator, someone, forgot his first name, something Takahashi, when he was like not really deciding to come up with any of these sequel series, so they got other people to write these manga and put them in V-Jump, which comes out monthly, not weekly, like Shonen Jump does. So this is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal manga. I skipped a whole bunch there, and yeah. Also, you must know. See, the manga has different kind of pages. It's like a lot like cheaper looking. Also, it has that sound when you turn the pages. From what I can tell, Weekly Shonen Jump is also, it's not as big as V-Jump. It's not like this big, but it's like mostly all of it's those kinds of pages, because I wish I had a copy of Weekly Shonen Jump. I'd compare it to you. But maybe later on, if I go to Kinokuniya again, I should buy, that Japanese bookstore, I should buy a copy of it. And then I'll compare it to you. So then we have a whole bunch of Dragon Quest. And here we go. So here we start getting the Dragon Ball stuff. Dragon Ball Park. That's what it says. So this was a while ago. So we get a lot of stuff on Dragon Ball Heroes. So it's got the Kaioshin avatars, and you've got all the Dragon Ball Hero cards. Just a whole bunch there with all those Dragon Ball Hero cards. I know what you're wondering, where's the manga? But it's coming up soon. So then we have Dragon Ball Discross. Got Dragon Ball Z Extreme Butoden. It's got the code to unlock Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So I don't know if it actually works in the English version, but there you go. That's the code. And here we have a thing about Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle with about Bojack and stuff. And here we go, the Dragon Ball Super manga. Yeah, it's just randomly in there with all that stuff about Yu-Gi-Oh! And all the cards and things, Dragon Ball Heroes. Then, just randomly, here we have the Dragon Ball Super manga. I'm singing that because it's like, that's the recap music. So yeah, I'm sure people have heard about the part where, in the first chapter where Goku starts fighting imaginary opponents. That's in here. And yeah, you can see it's got the noise. I'll skip ahead because if you want to read the whole thing, it's there somewhere. And that's the end. That is the end of the Dragon Ball Super manga. And then we go back to more Yugioh. Just kind of there. Oh, One Piece. Talking about, look at this part. This part's actually in English. How cool is that, huh? Yeah, I know you're probably wondering, Gabby, why did you buy a magazine that's entirely in Japanese? Can you read any of it? Some Naruto here about Naruto, the new Naruto game. And the answer is no, I cannot read any of it. But I don't care because this is really cool. Because, you know, it's like getting engrossed in this kind of world that you wouldn't normally know because of language barriers and stuff. You know, even got some Hunter x Hunter, Assassination Classroom. I think this is Saint Seiya. Anyway, I hope this format is alright. So we've got sports. We've got another card game. There are a lot of card games in V-Jump. Like, so many card games. It's kind of ridiculous. Oh yeah, this is another little card you can get from Battle Spirits. I think that's actually also... It also got an anime. Yeah, the problem is... Got to be careful because if you haven't taken those out, it doesn't really close properly because it's whatever. So yeah, we've got all right. I'm just gonna. Oh, this is cool. Look, so got Pokemon and look at what the Pokemon cards, the Mega Evolution cards look like in Japanese. Their attack names are in English because it's like Japanese things like cool. English is like the coolest thing ever. You just put everything in English. Also, yep, Fire Emblem. No, I can't really... Yeah, there you go, Fire Emblem. And you've got Zelda, and you've got... Okay, and here is the second manga. This is Dragon Quest something something. I think I'm going to put the title in. It's got some very Japanese title. It has something to do with, like... It's sort of a promotional thing for Dragon Quest X, which is a, like, MMO for, like, the Wii U and I think the Wii as well. So I don't really know what it is, but yeah, it's a promotional material for a game. There is like this is not becoming an anime or anything. This is just a random story about Dragon Quest and characters in this Dragon Quest MMO thing. And yep, I'm just gonna. Oh yeah, there's also that's a random thing about Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta, or I guess we should just call it Super Saiyan Blue now, and a whole bunch of other Dragon Ball things which you can get. And then there's this other one, this other sort of like looking like gag kind of manga thing for Dragon Quest. I mean, I'm assuming that because it's got slimes in it and Slime's Dragon Quest. And that actually looks kind of cool. Don't know what it is, but it's cool. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry if that sound is annoying. I'm sorry. Oh, look, Digimon. Surprising, huh? And this is an interview with some of the voice actors for the new Digimon movie things, which might come out eventually by the end of eternity. This is I'm actually not sure what this is. I don't know what this is. I don't know. Here we got Final Fantasy, and by Final Fantasy they mean mostly free-to-play mobile games because there's a lot of free-to-play mobile games about Final Fantasy and free-to-play mobile games about Kingdom Hearts. Then we've got... Oh yeah, this is the part where it just talks all about mobile games. And I'm just gonna... Okay, this is also... I don't know what this is. I think this is like... These are like the chibi versions of the people. And we've got stuff. And this is the sports... What does it say? Sports Tama. I think it's like the sports section. But the sports section's over now. This thing about the new Tales games. How it's starring a female protagonist. And Persona 4 dancing game thing. And we've got this stuff, Ace Attorney. I don't know what that is. Oh wait, is that Street Fighter? That looks like Chun-Li. Yeah, that's Street Fighter 4. And Biohazard? I don't know what that is. I'm assuming that's another game. See, a lot of these are video games. If you look like, say, like if you look at just sort of like this thing, that's a little thing that says like what the game is and what the platforms are. Like so, this one, it's very small, but it says Now you can't really see it, but it says like PS Vita, that this is a PS Vita game. It's some kind of rhythm game thing, something. Then we've got, I don't know, something that looks like Harvest Moon, but it's probably not Harvest Moon. Another card game. Actually, this is the other card game. It's called ZX, or Zillions of Enemy X. And this one also has its promotional manga. It's actually quite pretty. but I don't know what it is. This is a card game. Apparently this is also an anime, but you know, there's like if you look it up, there's like about 5 gajillion anime based on card games, so it's probably not that important. And yeah, that's the other one manga, and that's pretty much the last manga in there. And that and this thing, I don't know what these are. I think this is like stuff. Look, like this, like it's got random real life people in it, so I think it's like the stuff or something. And then we've got that. We've got that stuff, and we can just. I think I'm just gonna skip. And now we get to this is the Jump Animations and Goods Paradise. So this is basically mostly merchandise, but it's also talking about anime. So like if you look at this part, it's got all of the anime that air, and it's got the different times. And so here we've got Dragon Ball Super, and it's saying that it starts on the 28th of the 6th at 9 a.m. And I'm assuming, I can't read that stuff, but I'm assuming it's saying on TV Tokyo, because I'm pretty sure that's where Dragon Ball Super airs. And look at that, we got a big 2-page spread of it. And with my very limited knowledge, so once again, that's the Cho symbol, that's the other Cho symbol, so I guess that's the stuff over there that say something, so I'm assuming it's saying super, then something, and then super, and then something else. And also random other things, if you check, see, with my very, very limited knowledge, I don't actually know it, but like just judging by this, I'm pretty sure that says Son Goten, that says Trunks, that says Vegeta, this part says Vegeta, and then that says Son Gohan. They don't have a thing saying Son Goku next to Goku, because I'm assuming everyone knows who Goku is. So yeah, this was, if you guys were looking out for the old Dragon Ball Super leaks, you might have seen this. It's just some stuff talking about Dragon Ball Super, even though it doesn't really tell you anything. And merchandise, just saying, look at all the things that come out. Just merchandise. You got the Super Saiyan Blues, you got Broly, you got Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan Goku, and keychains. Lots of keychains. And then we've got ad, and then we have, I think this is talking about like what's in like next month's issue, I think. Maybe. I think this is like a sort of, hey, what's hot kind of section. And okay, no, this is saying this is what's happening next issue. It's saying here's something if you see something and SS3, what it actually says, I'm pretty sure it's Time Breaker Bardock Super Saiyan 3, the Dragon Ball Hero card, because that's what you get if you were going to get the next month issue of V-Jump. So you just get a free card like you get in, say, I can't find the thing, but yeah, like you remember how I was talking about those Yugioh cards. It's like that. And then we have a little like glossary of just all the different things that were shown off. Then we get that ad, full-page ad, end ad, something featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series. And that is V-Jump. That is V-Jump issue 8, 2015. And I should probably now move the camera up and you can see my face again. I know, right? Anything could have been happening. You wouldn't have known. So that is V-Jump. It's promotional material. That is pretty much it. So hopefully now when I say the manga is promotional material, you kind of understand what I mean. I mean, you saw that magazine, right? That wasn't just there for everyone to showcase their creative talent. It was there to sell the newest video games. And that's why I find the whole, like, I think the manga is more canon debate kind of stupid. Because when you look at this thing, it's just like, oh, it's just like ads. It's not such a big deal. Why is everyone making such a big deal out of it? Weekly Shonen Jump at least kind of has it has a bit more sort of authenticity to it, because also it's being, written by the original authors, and they're just doing it weekly, and they're coming up with ideas, and they don't have corporate mandates of what they need to include in the chapters. But from what I can tell by this, I feel like, considering if you saw the first manga chapter, that was the first episode of the episode of Dragon Ball Super. Toyotaro did not come up with the concept for the first episode in Super. I'm pretty sure that was a concept done by Toei Animation and then given to Toyotaro and then saying, okay, now go and make a manga out of it. So there you go. That's the Dragon Ball Super manga, with an added bonus of me going through a Japanese magazine and trying to understand what the hell is going on. So thanks for sticking around for that whole thing. If that got a little boring at the end, I'm sorry. I'll try. I mean, this was only really a one-time thing, unless I managed to get a copy of Weekly Shonen Jump, especially if I managed to get a copy of Weekly Shonen Jump actually done in like the 90s or the 80s, where like it was as actually an issue of Dragon Ball in there, like that would be really cool, but I think that would be pretty hard to find and pretty expensive, and I don't even know if they'd be good quality at this point, considering how old they'd be. But hopefully this video was entertaining and enjoyable, and at least you guys got to see something you probably would not normally ever see. So this is Gabby, signing out. Bye guys!